10 solid minutes until my bus arrives. So the topic is still simulation, how we live in a simulated universe. We are a simulation ourselves. We are nothing more than information.
The next northbound bus at SVX, Hospitality at Carnegie and Vienna will arrive in 30 minutes.
We are just a voice. The Bible is.
The next southbound bus.
That's what they said. The Bible is God's words.
Hospitality at Carnegie
We are
and
nothing.
VFS will arrive in 25 minutes.
We are nothing but words, man. You heard? So we live in a simulated universe. Everything we see is made out of simulation. There's nothing on this earth that can be made without taking it from the earth itself. Everything that we see, even the clothes that I have, was taken out of the earth itself to make it into clothes. So all we do is just manipulate the materials that we have at our hand and create things that we need. This is what the Bible said Adam and Eve made leaves to cover their body. Same thing, cotton comes from leaves. We say we advance, but it's the same concept. You feel me? It's a simulated universe. We are nothing but just informations. DNA holds genes, and the genes holds information. The information are for the proteins to build us. And we collect the same information through our memories. And this is how we get to remember. Reading our members, you feel me? Reading the information of who we are. We're expressing that information out into the universe itself. So we are nothing more than just a simulation. Somebody coded us, genetic code or organic code. You can say genetic code. You feel me? And this is how we are created. And this is how we speak. This is how we behave, act, personalities, characteristics. Cut myself. But this is who we are. We are just nothing. We are nothing more than a simulation. You feel me? Nothing more than. Everything else doesn't matter. Racism, hatred, love, all that shit. These are just
The next southbound
programs.
bus at SVX, Hospitality at Carnegie as the FS will
Everything
arrive
that
in 22 minutes.
everything that we do is natural. There's nothing that we do that's unnatural. It cannot be. In order for something to be unnatural, we have to have got it from somewhere else. Have you ever thought of? I have. Where I tried to think of something that was not part of this universe itself. I tried to think of an idea that was not inspired by God or this earth or science or the physical world that we have. And I can't. Even when we think about aliens, it's still associated with us. We think of, we'll be like, what about if we had another human being from other earth and they look different from us? It's still, the thought itself still comes from our consciousness. Our conscious is borrowed from earth itself. Our conscious is a piece of the earth itself. You feel me? So earth is a conscious in itself, which came from another conscious that created it. And we are just the continuation of that consciousness. Whether it's a conscious or subconscious. You feel me? Subconscious is just recording everything that you do. It's on the record, constantly recording. Kids, when they come out, what they're doing, they constantly recording the information. They studying and modeling after the people, their guardians or their parents or their mother. You feel me? And that's all we just repeating it in so many different forms. It's a simulation, you feel me? This is who we are. We nothing but, and the language of the universe is math. So we are nothing but numbers. And numbers were translated into letters from A to Z, but numbers is continuous.
The next northbound bus to SBS, Hospitality and Carnegie and the Indus will arrive in 8 minutes.
So the numbers is continuous, you feel me? So this is who we are. We are nothing more than information, and we're perceiving ourselves into the world itself, you feel me? God created an energy force, literally energy, that cannot be created nor destroyed. We say it cannot be created nor destroyed because we didn't make it. And we can't make an energy of that source. All we can do is just manipulate the energy to work in our favor. And when energy joins together, they form into matter, like hydrogen and oxygen, form into something solid, which is water, that we can touch, including ourselves. We are energy that has been joined. Let it pass. We are nothing more than the energy that have turned into a physical matter in this simulation of ours. And our mind is so powerful. Our mind is so powerful that it gives us the illusion. Even illusion itself is a form of light. Illuminated, a luminoid, an illusion. It gives us the information that makes us think that everything is real. And the drug itself is so strong that we believe in it. I mean, why not? I can touch myself, I feel it. This is why we are made of nothing but nervous system, because we are here to feel and touch and experience. And experience requires you collecting and recording information. And from experience, enough experience, you gain wisdom. Wisdom, you feel me? They got the dumb in there. It's a domain, it's a kingdom, it's a place. You feel me? The world itself is a wisdom. It's been around for so long, of course it had to gain its own consciousness. Out of its consciousness is what we came off of. That does not eliminate the process of what a God is. It actually proves that there is a God. We are nothing more than a dependent on the earth that we are on. We can't live, breathe, or we can't even perceive or prescribe information without it coming from the earth itself. We are dependent creatures upon the earth itself. Even if we travel to Mars, we still have to take a little bit of the earth to go to Mars. We taking us, even us. You feel me? So it's like we are dependent upon this thing. And just like any simulation, the character that's created in the simulation depend on the world or the domain or the wisdom that it is part of to operate. This is what makes us a simulation. You feel me? We've already lived this life already. All we doing is just replaying it. And everything is in recording. It's a movie, it's a plane. When you see a plant growing from the tiny seed all the way up, all it's doing is just recording. The world that we see is already in existence. That's why they call it existence. It has already exit, but it's still it's still going on. It's the continuation, existence. You feel me? It is an oxymoron in itself, but it makes sense. We existing. It's like we existing out of something. You going out of a place, but yet you still in existence. And going out of a place. They're talking about my job and shit. I can't go out of a place when I do my job and everything else like that. But that's another story. That's the devil trying to take away the information and everything else like that. You feel me? It's called existence. This is the reason why we don't last as humans. There ain't no human being that has lived forever. We never met that human being. But of course we can have ideas of it, say like a vampire. But a vampire is something that is even decayed. You feel me? So death itself is part of life itself. It's an existence, something that is continuous. It's an energy, it's a cycle. When we think about something of a cycle or reciprocal or giving back, it's all in a symbol of a circle. But yet we don't see the circle when we see these things.
The next
but it's
northbound
in a
bus to
symbol
SBX.
of it's a
Hospitality
reciprocal,
and Carnegie
recycle.
will arrive in 5
Our
minutes.
world itself is a recycle. We rotate around the sun itself in a circular form. You feel me? This is what you call a simulation. But a simulation never lasts for too long. Eventually the game ends.
The next southbound
You feel me? In an actual simulation. Have you ever played a simulated game where the characters in the simulator and everything else like that? It is the continuation of things, but it does not last. This is why everything deteriorates and form into another energy, then come back around again. The lion chases after the antelope, then it kills the antelope, right? But eventually when the lion dies, the lion turns into the same flower, into the soil that grows that flower that the antelope eats. So everything is in a constant simulation. You see the lion, you see him devouring an antelope or a deer, whatever is devouring. Bam. Eventually, the process of time deteriorates it. Then the energy is not wasted, because nothing can be really wasted, because God created an energy that cannot be created nor destroyed. So that goes back into the soil itself and grows back into whatever shape or form of energy, which is grass or whatever, soil, whatever, that grows into something else. And when the lion dies, it grows into the flower that the antelope finally comes around to eat itself. It dissolves it to something that the antelope can feed off on. You understand? That in itself is a simulation itself. You feel me? It's a circle of life. See the squares in the circle? As I'm walking, you see it yourself. Hold on. I'm not big. I'm a skinny nigga. On camera, I might look big, but I'm a skinny nigga. Just in case.
The next
You feel me? But
Hospitality and Carnegie and the Ennis will arrive in
so
3 minutes.
we are literally, you see it for yourself. You feel me? The way we get to remember who we are, since our memory is a faculty that holds information. Think of it like a library, and within that memory there is a source called a librarian, who, if you ask the librarian a question, hey, how you doing? I'm looking for a book that is called the 48 Laws of Power. That's what it's called. The book itself, the librarian knows exactly where it's at. Well, it's the same thing with your memory itself. You have a librarian within your memory faculty, and within that faculty, there's a librarian that knows where every information that you have in. And according to how healthy or memorable you are, you can get to access these things very quickly. Hypnosis sometimes help you process. Some memories is so far back as there is so much information that sometimes you need some form of hypnosis to channel to a greater librarian, so you can get those information fast and quick. If it wasn't for our memories, we wouldn't even know who we're supposed to be in this world itself. This is why we are nothing but information. If it wasn't for the information in our genes, we wouldn't be who we are. So we are nothing more than a soul. We probably somewhere else, and we typed in these codes ourselves, just like anybody who create a simulation. You create a version of yourself in the simulation itself to live out the simulation. You can do and please as you want. Will it be right or wrong? In the simulation, of course, there's right and wrong. There's morals and everything else. These are the things that keep us going. Because if we don't have these things, we turn to destroy ourselves in the process. So we need these things. You heard? So that's just my answer to the simulation question. Like, yes, this is a word. It doesn't mean that God does not exist. God exists. God said, I knew you before you was in your mom's womb. I knew you before you was in your mother's womb, bro. Before you even had a thought. Before anybody had an idea of who you are, I knew you. So that tells me that we are living a past life. We just live in a recreate. We live in a continuous life that has already been lived before. There's nothing new under the sun.
The next southbound bus
Everything
to
has
SBX,
happened already before.
Hospitality and Carnegie
It's just
NV NS
expressing
will arrive in
itself
10 minutes.
on a spectrum in different ways. That's all it's doing. But I gotta go. My bus is here. Appreciate you. You know, I appreciate myself.